And we are live. We are back. We are back. Good afternoon, everybody. What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to the Jay Reed Show. You know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are here. I'm excited for another great show, y'all. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, like always, you know. Like always. All right, let me make sure we all lined up on the camera really quick. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Y'all, I gotta invest, man. This camera, nah, that might be too high. Is that too high? Yeah, that's too high. Yeah, I gotta invest, y'all. This camera, this whole setup is like a headache. But we working with it. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Dark Skater, you're a bestie. Welcome, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. All right. Y'all, we got a full show to talk about. We got a lot to break down. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now. I'm going to give the layoffs a little break, though. That's the only thing that I'm going to give a break. But everything else, we got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. And, you know, you know what? I'm going to save it for the videos. How's everybody doing, as a matter of fact, before we dive super deep into it? How's everybody doing? I know today is Monday. Some people at work. Some people probably on lunch break. I got somebody, Giovanni, who's over in, oh, no, don't do this. Please do not be doing this. This is not the time. I got Giovanni, who's over in Belgium. How's everybody doing? God, I got to do this the long way. Rainy day in Pacific Northwest. Yeah. All right, y'all. God. All right. Let me check out, see what we got here. Am I on Cameo? No, not on Cameo. ABX Girl working from home. That is the best position to be in, working from home. I remember my work from home days. It was amazing. Well, I mean, I kind of still work from home, but you know what I mean. Am I on Cameo? No, I'm not on Cameo, though. All right, let me get this on, loaded on in. Here we go. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited for today's show. I'm so excited. So I was actually out. I did a little grocery shopping just yesterday, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. It was not that bad at all. We're going to give it a little bit more time. I'm going to start the show firmly at 2:10. Right at 2:10, we're going to give everybody a chance to come on in. I went grocery shopping on yesterday, actually. What was yesterday? Sunday. And it wasn't that bad. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse. But like I've been telling you guys, I think a lot of this is going to start to unfold as we get deeper into the shutdown. But yeah. No, I actually went to Kroger. Let me get my headphones working. All right, y'all. Let me get these working. Here we go. Come on. Don't fail on me. There we go. Oh, yeah. I got the right one working today. Yeah. All right. That's one. No, yeah. I went to Kroger. Kroger this time. All right. Let me see here. I hear a lot of people shop at Aldi, too. 12 p.m. at West Texas. Yeah, and that was the other thing I was thinking about, Allison, Whitney. I was trying to figure out what's the best times. And we're going to talk about Texas Day as well. But I was trying to figure out what's the best time to actually stream, to do our live streams. Because, you know, everybody has, you know, a lot of different things. You know, a lot of different time zones, you know. So just trying to fit that in with throughout the entire Dark Sky. Well, it's not even a matter. I mean, Kroger gets the best of both worlds, right? Like, I guess, Rich. I wouldn't say rich though necessarily. They got good deals in Kroger. It's not the cheapest out of them all, but at the same time, it's still it works. It works. It works. It works. All right, let me see what else we got. And it's the closest to me within my area. I mean, aside from Kroger, you got Costco. You got their produce is not the best at all. All right, let me see what else. Let me get these. I'm almost done, y'all. Getting these videos all over here. I'm rushing, man. I'm a little bit behind today, y'all. I should have came more prepared. All right, we got 4 minutes before we kick out the show. Yeah, Aldi has the best prices by far, by all means. You know, they have the best prices by far. By far. By far. Sometimes I just don't like to use the bags though. I mean, well, not use the bags, but because they don't have bags, like I don't, you know. All right, let me see here. Walmart. All right, let me see here. Got a couple more. And as a matter of fact, let's dive into it. So one of you guys were talking about Texas here. So we're gonna kick it off here with Texas. Y'all know we love talking about Texas. Y'all know we love to talk about Texas. Texas. All right, let me see here. A couple more. We're going to kick this show off, man. I know last show we actually talked so much about MAGA. I'm gonna cool off on the MAGA just a little bit on today's show. I'm going to talk about it still. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to talk about it. But we're going to cool off just a little bit on the whole MAGA situation. But we got a lot of segments today that we're going to break down. We got a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different things we're going to talk about. And it's very important things, as a matter of fact. Like a lot of stories, you know, a lot of different, you know, food stamps is huge right now. So, you know, of course, we're going to talk about the food stamps. So on and so forth. But as we dive into this, have you guys been keeping up with the airports? With the airports. Have y'all been keeping up with it? I know I've been making the videos about it, but have you guys been keeping up with the airports? Like, which areas are you guys living in? And what does it look like? So this specific one right here is Texas. This video right here is Texas and the Texas airport, specifically in Houston. Specifically in Houston is absolutely like... I'm going to tell you right now, if you are planning to travel, within the next, we're going to call it month, you better do your research. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not going to say that is every single airport. I'm not going to come out here and say that it's every single place. But what I will tell you is, it's a lot of them. It is a lot of them. And it's scary. It is very, very scary. All right, anyways, let's dive into it, y'all. This right here is the Houston airport. The Houston, Texas airport, all right? Let's check this out, y'all. You know, y'all let me know what y'all think. Of course, video credits I'm always going to do in the description of the videos below. If you have to clock out at any time, don't get me wrong. You can leave, you know, I'm always going to cut these videos up and repost them to the channel so everybody can see it, whoever missed the live streams. Because, of course, right now we only got 144 people in here, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. People got lives going on. So I'm always going to repost it with the links in the description. But anyways, let's dive into the video.
Angie Rodriguez with Fox 26. We're here at IAH, and I want you guys to go ahead and take a look at this line. This is all because of the government shutdown that's been in effect for over a month, and now both TSA agents and air traffic controllers are missing their first full paycheck. This is just a result of that. I'll zoom in a bit just for you guys to see the inside is just as packed as the outside here. We know that IAH was giving the passengers that are having flights today a bit of advice, telling them to come in early because some of these wait times could exceed 3 hours depending on your flight. IAH isn't the only Houston airport affected. We know Hobby is expecting to see fewer lanes open as well.
Now, listen, I'm not going to come on this video and say that every single airport looks like this. Like I said, I've always told you guys this, but it's very important that you go back and do your research before you go to the airport. And I even went back to validate this myself. And, you know, of course, it's always important that before you go to the airports, before you go, you know, decide that you're going to book a vacation or you're going to travel or whatever the case is, you always need to go on Google, go on the website, whether you live in, you know, it doesn't matter the city, it doesn't matter the state, and type in airport wait times. Now, this is right here. It's the Houston airport, you know, with the TSA lines. And guys, look, I even fact checked this myself. This says 180-minute wait time to go through the what terminal is this? The IHH North, the South. One of the terminals is even closed right now. This is C North. This is C South. It's completely closed. You know, you also got the Terminal D, which is completely closed. And then you got Terminal E, which is 180-minute wait time, guys. That is a 3-hour wait time, which at the end of the day, this is just an estimation. Do y'all see these lines? Like, look how many people you're looking at just waiting outside, guys, waiting out. But it gets worse from here, guys. So stay tuned for this entire segment because these videos are absolutely going to blow your mind. This government shutdown is really, really like, it is, the fallout is crazy. And we're working on the second paycheck for these TSA and these, all the government officials, all the government employees without pay, guys. Check this out. Look at
Did he
this.
just say that?
Yeah, and this is literally, look at the airport, guys. Like, this isn't a fake video. This isn't some, you know, AI generated clips or whatever the case is. This is literally what it looks like right now.
Guys, this is IAH Airport. There's one terminal
This is ridiculous.
for most of the checkpoints. Look, the line starts all the way down there and it's going all the way here. This is definitely more than 2 hour wait time.
It's 3 hours.
Here, y'all trying to catch a flight? Yeah, guys, that was just the outside. This is the inside. All this is one queue to one checkpoint.
Now, I know people are going to come on this video in the comments and they're going to say, oh, it always looks like this. Oh, it's always this busy. Or no, it always is this crazy like this throughout certain days and certain times or whatever the case is. But regardless of what it always looks like, this is not normal, regardless of whatever kind of excuse. And I'm not going to say that it looks like this all the time. But I just refreshed this time. And as a matter of fact, I found these videos. They were reported and posted this morning. And you know what? I'm going to refresh it just so you guys can see. I'm literally going to refresh the page. This is the security time. I just refreshed it. And it is still 180-minute wait time. It's still a 3-hour wait time, guys. The deeper we go into this shutdown, and I've been telling you guys this for a long time now, the more people that's going to start calling out, the more air traffic controllers are going to start calling out, calling in sick. You're going to see more canceled flights, more delayed flights. You're going to see more flights getting rescheduled based on certain things. I watched so many countless of videos. And as a matter of fact, I just made a video a couple days ago about this, where they literally almost had an intercourse, almost had 2 flights land at the same time and almost got a crash, or one flight had to literally, you know, go back up into the air and circle back around just to land the flight. This is serious, guys, and it's not a joke as to what is going on. And you have to think here as well. The deeper this shutdown gets, I mean, what do we even expect this? Like, how long do we expect this shutdown to be? What do you expect? This is how the system works. And as I see more videos and more people talking about this and more things going on, I also have videos from Trump where he's talking about it's the Democrats' fault. And he's pointing the finger and saying, oh, it's their fault. It's this fault. It's this person. You know, if the Democrats didn't do this and the liberals didn't do this, we wouldn't be like, come on. What are we even talking about right now? We're talking about people getting their paychecks, people, family, lives who are just trying to work and get paid regardless of what is going on. They don't care about the politics side. They just want to be able to provide for their family. And it's, you know, they care. But I'm saying, when you talk about a person not getting paid, not being able to pay their bills, not be able to pay their rent, not be able to buy groceries for their families, feed their families, do you know how desperate people are going to be over the next coming months, guys? And I don't know when the shutdown is going to stop. I seriously don't. And it is devastating to see how bad it's gotten right now. But here's another video. Listen, these are the videos. I'm not making anything up. This isn't some, fear mongering content or whatever. I'm just showing you the clips of what I am finding. And you let me know what you think about this in the comment section below.
The Houston airport right now is a total chaos. The lines are wrapping around the terminal, and all due to the government shutdown. People arriving 3 hours early and still missing their flight. Once you get inside the terminal, the lines get worse. It reminds me of Disneyland. If you fly out of Houston, bring lots of patience with you. Unfortunately, not even Clear or TSA can save you. This is the Clear and TSA line. Check out how long it was. It was insane. Let me know your experience below and follow Why Not Frugal for more travel tips and tricks.
Yep, absolutely. And this is lying, y'all. This is literally what it looks like. These are people, guys. These are, regardless of if you're taking a vacation, you got a work trip. I'm not saying everybody's just traveling willy-nilly, right? But at the same time, when you factor in the people who are just kind of just going on vacation and they're intentionally taking flights, intentionally trying to, travel around the world or whatever case is, by all means, enjoy your time, take your vacation, do it. But right now, it is very crucial that you understand, number one, safety, and two, understand how tense these times are. It is very intense, I'm sure, waiting in these lines. I'm sure all those people right there were furious. Americans are furious right now as they're sitting in those lines waiting for those 3 hours plus, right? 3 hours minimum, because I'm sure that countdown thing was probably on the lower end of the whole spectrum. But in the midst of this, you also have people, which I've already made a video about this, people who traveling outside of the country, people who went over to Jamaica and all these other countries, flights getting canceled, right? Because y'all know Jamaica just got hit with a hurricane, and I just made a video about this, guys. People are literally stranded right now on the island. So many people are within Jamaica, and they can't get a flight back. Flights getting canceled, flights getting delayed, flights getting rescheduled, and they can't come back. Check this video out.
So here we are at Montego Bay Airport. We were supposed to leave out today. They kicked us out. The flight couldn't land. I don't know, something about they couldn't talk to the control towers. It's raining, it's thundering, and the airport kicked us out. They said we cannot stay here. Our flight is delayed till tomorrow. If it couldn't land today, I don't know how it's going to land tomorrow, but here we are. We have nowhere to go. We are stranded. Yeah, because the resort said once you leave, you can't come back.
You know what? Listen, I have a vulnerable moment, and I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I had a trip to go to Jamaica this coming week, guys. Like, I was literally about to go, and I canceled my flight. I canceled my vacation. I had booked this vacation a year in advance, a long time ago. But I saw this hurricane was about to hit. I saw this was about to happen. So guess what I did? I canceled this entire situation, guys, because you just do things that are for precaution. And this is why I make these videos, because I think it's important that, I spread the news, I spread the information, bring people together so everybody's informed. That's what's happening right now around the world, guys. But it's important. Like, look at these people are just, stranded. Like, either they're paying extra for resort fees, or, they're just stuck. Like, they can't move, and right now it's just more important than ever that you just stay informed, stay in the loop as to what is going on within America and outside of America. If you're planning on going on any kind of flights, any kind of traveling outside the country, inside the country, no matter what it is. But, this is what's going on. This is the Houston, Texas airport. Not this video right here, but all these other videos is what Houston airport looks like. And like I said, I've showed you guys, all the facts, all the information that's what's going on. And once again, disclaimer, I'm not going to claim that it looks like this on every single day, but check your wait times always. 180 minutes is what it looks like right now. And it changes throughout the day, but it's been like this literally since this morning. Who knows when it's going to end? This shutdown needs to stop immediately. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Hit the like button as well, guys. Yeah, this is America, though, y'all. This is America right now as we speak. This is America, y'all. This is America. Yeah, it is cheaper. It is cheaper. And I even thought, even as I was like considering going, like I was like, oh, I'm going to go on the back half of it. It's because, it's almost over technically, right? But, you never know when it's really over. yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to go, we're going to do our thing and blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening at all. Not happening at all. Now, I'm going to change up the pace, guys, a little bit on this situation. We're going to talk about these healthcare cuts, all right? I don't know if y'all been following this pretty, a good bit. I've been following it to the T as of lately because y'all know as I, have switched for, doing YouTube this full time, guys. I mean, I have to get health insurance, and these premiums are out of control. And so many people are seeing the exact same thing, like with the Affordable Care Act, getting cuts and massive increases to so many people's premiums across the board. Y'all, like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to see how many people are now like going without insurance, or people who now are living paycheck to paycheck or way above their means because they quite literally can't afford health insurance. It's crazy. And we got other countries around the world who have free health insurance. Now, regardless of where you stand on that perspective, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Well, I know we should have free healthcare. If not free healthcare, like the average American should be able to, well, not even with the cost of living, they should be able to afford healthcare if we're not going to have free healthcare, right? The wages should kind of match the whole system if the company or whatever doesn't offer it for a good discounted price. But like I said, I think it should be free. I've always said that, but it has to make sense in terms of the entire system. That's all I'm saying. But overall, it's way too expensive for healthcare. Way too expensive. Entirely too expensive. All right, let's check this out though, y'all. We got so many people who are talking about this around the entire United States, and it is devastating. Like, so many people. It's crazy. All right, let's see here. Let's dive into it though. I think America is the only first world country that doesn't have, because it's such a business, right? It's such a huge portion of the private sector to where companies just, it's capitalism. That's literally all it is. It's capitalism. All right, let's dive into this, y'all.
So the health insurance marketplace just opened today here in Oklahoma. And I just went and looked up my current plan. And it's going up by 160%.
What?
I can't afford that. We knew this was coming. I don't know why I'm surprised. It was just shocking to see it in black and white. 160%. So I knew this was very likely, but I'm not going to have health care next year. I'm 57, I'm healthy, but all I can afford is the catastrophic care. This is the richest country in the world. But my government doesn't care about me. My government doesn't care about my health care. Again, I knew this. I'll make a longer video later when I'm can deal with it, but
so many people are being devastated by these healthcare cuts. Like, so many Americans, especially as we see deeper cuts within the Affordable Care Act, you're seeing so many people who are just like in this situation as a whole, where they are going without healthcare in their situation with the new premiums that just dropped within the system November 1st, as a matter of fact, where they started, people are able to shop their rates and change their, plans throughout the entire system. You're seeing increases. And I can tell you firsthand, I've seen increases as well, guys. Like, it is crazy. And to see how many people are making tough decisions for their families. I make countless of videos about this over and over and over again in the past, guys, as well, where, you got elderly people who were on the Affordable Care Act, and now they're pretty much kicked off those systems, kicked off of Medicaid, and now they have huge, massive increases. Even in her situation, She saw 160% increase. Now, of course, we don't have the additional context. She didn't show the documents specifically of her. So I'm not about to like dive super deep in it. However, I'm going to link her video in the description below as well when I repost this segment. Her name is GGINOK, right? She's on TikTok. I'm going to link her video, you know, shout out to the creator as well. But like, it's crazy is to think that we are in this situation right now where you're seeing so many, and this is going on, it's going viral over the entire social media network, over TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter, Instagram. So many people are going through this exact situation right now as we speak. Check this out.
Might as well add my 2 cents for open enrollment. My insurance has been $650 a month, with a couple $1,000 deductible for one person. I'm in my 50s, on the marketplace, and I found out today that it's going up to $1,400 a month, and I can't afford that.
Now she's got the music on here, but she's going from $650 to $1,450, y'all. That is almost $1,000 increase. Are we serious right now? Are we seriously talking? What are we even talking about right now? Like, who knows her situation? I mean, she's got a nice house though. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even as I look in the background, right? I mean, I don't know if that's her house or whatever. I'm just making light of the situation. But on any typical case, it doesn't matter who you are, how much money you make. Well, yes, it does matter how much money you make. But if you saw an increase in any bill, whether it's your housing payment, your car payment, your grocery bills, your whatever, if you saw a huge increase like this in any situation, regardless of how much money you make, you're going to question. It's going to affect you regardless of who you are. It doesn't matter. It's going to affect you. So now she and her situation and other Americans, millions of Americans around the world are now going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You have disabled Americans who rely on programs. Some are on fixed income who have already retired. Elderly people who are on fixed income who have already retired. Now they got to adjust their budget. Now they got to make some strong, hard decisions for their lives. This is real, y'all. This isn't some fake video. This isn't like, I don't know why people don't understand how these policies affect people. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand, you know, like, and by all means, people are already living paycheck to paycheck, right? People are already, but imagine how, if this was her situation, and how it's going to tip her over the edge if, you know, she was already in that situation, y'all. Imagine. Think about it. Here's another story, y'all. Let's check this out.
So I just opened health insurance letter telling me what my premium is going to go up to in 2026. Currently, I pay like $27 a month, Affordable Care Act or tax credit or whatever. Health insurance.
Now, I'm going to go back so you guys can see it. She's paying $27 a month right here. Is at the top of the screen. Y'all can see it right here. All right, so let's check this out.
Tax credit or whatever. Health insurance premium for me is going up to $511 per month in 2026. I will be responsible for $511 a month for health insurance. I'm just going to be transparent about what my income is. So per the IRS, I have to pay myself a reasonable salary for the role that I do at my company. I pay myself $40,000 annually. It works out to be 40-hour work week, like $19 and some change per hour, which, by the way, I actually do not think $40,000 is a reasonable salary for the work that I do, which makes me getting paid lower at an hourly rate than my staff. However, I don't work 40 hours a week. I probably work 80 hours a week, so I don't know, it's even less than that. All this to say, if I wanted to get on Medicare, the most I can make per year is just under $17,000 a year. I make too much money to be on Medi-Cal, but I don't make enough to pay for health insurance. If something were to happen to me catastrophic, like, I don't know what I would do. I'm 45 years old. You know, like, I need to be having certain cancer screenings, and if I could pay myself less, I would. More back into the business. Also, like, $40,000 is like barely enough to live on in California. Most of my salary goes towards paying for gas in my car.
Now, I don't even know how she's living on $40,000 a year in California. Y'all, like, seriously. And maybe her housing and, her car situation is okay, right? But as a whole, $40,000 in California. On top of that, you got a massive increase. And this is one of the lower increases that we've seen, right? Going up to $511. But to go from 27 to $511 is crazy. Even as now you're making $40,000 a year. Come on, y'all. What are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we even talking about right now? Now, like I said, there are so many people who are on fixed income to where this huge of a difference destroys them. But in her situation, I mean, I don't know her finance. We don't have that additional context, but it sounds like she's going to be fine as a whole. She owns her own business, so maybe she can pay herself a little bit more and leverage, certain situations. Which is not the case for a lot of people right now. But even in her situation, I think she'll be fine. But, as we dive into it, it's affecting so many other more people, y'all.
All right, it's the day that all our healthcare insurance premiums go up. How much did yours go up? Mine went up $230 a month. I don't think I could pay that. I might be having to go without health insurance. This is insane. I cannot believe we live in the richest country in the world and we can't have healthcare. Millions of people are going to lose their healthcare because of this. So I want to know, how much did your premiums go up? Are you willing to pay that? And how do you feel about this whole situation? I feel just defeated, just so angry. Ever since I've been paying my own health insurance since the age of 26, it's only gotten more and more expensive and less things have been covered. To the point where I'm literally moving to an entirely new country because that is the only way I can get healthcare. It's unbelievable. It's just absolutely insane to me that we cannot figure out a system in this country that works for its citizens.
So he's leaving the country because he doesn't have health care. Well, I think he has health care, but it's just too expensive. So now he can't afford it. And like I said, at the end of the day, this whole healthcare fiasco, insurance has always been that way, though. It's not just healthcare, right? It's always been car insurance. It's always been life insurance. It's always been healthcare insurance, homeowners insurance. All these insurances has always been capitalism. It's pure capitalism across the board, right? It's how much money they can make. It's how much money they can continue to upcharge and, continue to sell you on the largest packages and say, oh, if you get this small package, you're going to miss out on these things. It's always pure capitalism. It's always private companies. And as we get deeper into this whole, system, it's just going to get worse, guys, because you got more cuts happening. Guys, we are only 1 year into this entire administration. 1 year. We're not even a year yet. As a matter of fact, we are 10 months into this administration as a whole, y'all. So you know what? I don't even know what to say about it. It sucks. And I hate watching these videos. And hate is a strong word. I strongly dislike watching videos like this, seeing like Americans being impacted by this, seeing myself being impacted by this, seeing, people, friends, family that being impacted by this. And I'm not saying that everybody is being impacted by this, because by all means, everybody's situation is not the same, right? I'm not saying that you are going to go through this exact situation right now, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are going through food stamp cuts. A lot of people are losing their homes who are living in Section 8 homes. A lot of people are losing, a lot of these programs that are being shut down right now within America. That is just the reality. And I'm just bringing the news as what's happening. And it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, watching these videos. But I think it's important that we continue to cover it because, this is what's going on within America. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy great content like this. Yep. This is it. Now the segment off of that, y'all know what comes with, that portion of it. You got the cost of living. Just as we look at insurance premiums going up, guess what that affects? The cost of living. The cost of living crisis that so many people are going through right now. The cost of living. crisis that so many people are going through right now. But as a matter of fact, you know what? Let's change the pace. Let's change the pace just a little bit, As a matter of fact, I think we're a little too down right now. We're gonna pick it up a little bit. I'm sorry. I think it's just important that we talk about all these different things, but at the same time, we're gonna pick it up just a little bit. We're getting a little too low right now. Everything isn't that bad, all right? Everything is bad, but everything is not that bad, all right? Let's pick it up just a little bit, all right? Because I'm driving the boat today. I am driving the boat. It's a little warm in here. He said living has become a luxury. All right, let me see here. Let's pick it up a little bit, all right? Because I think we need a good laugh on this. I think we need a good laugh. Aaron Valecha. Yeah, I see the comments. Yeah, for sure. Don't go dark on me. Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up a little bit, Ziggy. I think we need a good laugh, all right? Let me see. We need a good laugh. All right, real test comes when you're down. Cost of living. Hey, Nafisa, welcome in. All right. So let me get this on up. He said, go dart, let the rage. I'm gonna save that. Listen, stay tuned because this is, yeah, we're gonna get there. We gotta get a good laugh in though, because I think it's important. I came across this video and it's not funny, but I think it's funny at the same time. Like, MAGA, man, MAGA, and you know what? Should I just let the video play? And you know what? And I think he means very well, right? I think he means well, but at the same time, like, I'm a night owl. Too much humans moving in the day. Keep skating. Yeah, I thought about streaming later in the day, but I think we might mix it up eventually. But anyways, y'all, we need a good laugh. I'm gonna lighten up, and then we got to get more into the deeper things because. All right, anyways, let's dive into this, y'all.
November 1st, 2025, and people need your help. There's people out there, they're now not getting fed. They're not getting their food stamps. I'm talking about people that worked for this country and earned a living, or they're disabled, and the thing is they need your help. They're in their 60s, they're in their 70s, and they need somebody to go help them. So please help them. They may need help with their electric bill. They may need help with their water, or their heat. But you need to reach out to your neighbors. You need to reach out to the people around you, and make sure that you're doing what God would have you do.
Now, I'm gonna choose my words very lightly right here because shout out to the creator. I mean, his name is Jesus Love 444. And don't get me wrong, he's talking. He is 100% correct. He is speaking. I think he's speaking the truth, right? I think it's very important what he's saying because I do agree to reach out to people that you love. Make sure that they are okay. Make sure that they are getting the support that they need. If that makes sense, right? But I think let's shift the entire scale of this entire video. I think it's so ironic as we watch this, right? Like, and I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to be insensitive because it is 100% true exactly what he's saying. But guys, does he not know that like the man that he's supporting? Does he not know like that that he is a part of the problem? Does he not know that like because he is supporting? Like, you're literally wearing a hat right now. You are literally wearing the hats, supporting the guy who is causing these problems. Guys, I seriously, when I say I cannot make this up, I cannot make this up whatsoever. And we've seen this countless and countless of times. Am I crazy? Like, am I missing something? And even as I watch this, like, where people say, oh, this isn't what I voted for, or this isn't, I don't support this, but he is proudly wearing the hat. Guys, this is probably the most bizarre video I've probably ever seen ever. But he's what? By all means, throughout this entire administration, throughout the campaign, throughout all the Did Trump not talk about cutting these programs? Did Trump not talk about what he was going to do this entire time? What? Seriously, and this is so, I'm gonna link the rest of this video in here, but let's just check this out, y'all.
Because whatever God puts in your hand that He's given you, now you earned it, work for it, but God gave you those abilities to work. And so you have this money, or you have the ability, then God says it's really a sin for you not to go help somebody. Whatever He puts in the power of your hand to do, that's good, you should do for somebody. So please go out there and reach out to people right now, because the government shut down, and so the food stamps have stopped. The other programs, the SNAP, the WIC, and other things have stopped. And people are not getting paid. They're not being able to pay their bills. And so they need you. So churches, you need to reach out. Neighbors, you need to reach out to your neighbors. People at where you work at, you need to reach out, find people that need your help. Go out there and reach out to them. Now, I do this. I'm not a hypocrite. I do this. I go out and reach people and meet their needs in various ways, with their heating, with their electric, with their water, with the food that they need, because they're not able. They're disabled. They're too old, or they all of a sudden get really sick, and nobody's there for them. Some of them don't have anybody at all to help them. Some of them, everybody's died.
I can't. Seriously, I cannot make this up, yo. I cannot make this up whatsoever. And I'm not laughing and I'm not laughing at him. Well, guys, this has to be the most bizarre video I probably ever watched. And please let me know in the comment section, am I disconnected? Am I please let me know. But I seriously, because everything that he is saying is 100% facts. Reach out, support people. Go out and, whatever. Go to food banks and donate. Seriously, do these things because people actually need it, right? People in the world are really struggling right now within America, especially when you talk about federal workers not getting paid, food stamp cuts, Section 8 evictions. All these different things are happening right now. You got repos hitting that all-time high as we speak. The cost of living is going all-time high. But guys, he is saying this as he's is this a troll video? Is this a rage bait video? Because y'all know I've seen so many videos of MAGA rage baiting, wearing the hats and saying crazy things and, wearing it out in public and, taunting people and all that. Oh my God. Seriously, it makes me think I am crazy. It makes you think I'm not crazy. And I was reading. I even went back to go back and reread Project 2025. Y'all know when they came out with that during the entire campaign when he was at the rallies and all these different things. And, they denied the whole Project 2025. But so many things within this entire document, Project 2025, are actually coming to life. Even Trump on his campaigns, he talked about cutting wasteful spending, hence why they started the Doge Foundation, right? He talked about, so many illegal immigrants and migrants on these programs, and this is, guys, I'm gonna just let the rest of this video speak, and I'm gonna just let it speak for itself.
So you need to help them. Go in the hospital. There's elderly people who don't know how to use a smartphone or nothing, and their bills are not getting paid. They need your help to make sure that happens, because they're not set up like some of us today. We use the phone, we pay our bills automatically through the bank, and a lot of people, they use cash. So when they're old and they get in the hospital, they can't go pay their bills. So please reach out to people and help people during this time, and that we should do what God would have us do, and that's to bless each other, help each other, regardless of what the political party is. It's sad that they use politics to shut the government down, and they really only need, I think, around 8 Democrats to come across the aisle so we can at least pass the budget, make sure everybody's good to go. But they should never be able to shut down the government for political reasons.
Here we go, and I knew we were gonna get there, guys. I knew we were going to get there eventually. I knew it was going to get there. And once again, same Kool-Aid that Trump sips on, is blame the Democrats and blame everybody else and say it's everybody else's fault. But guys, this is literally why we are here right now. This is literally why we're in this position. in the first place. And, you know, they come out and say, oh, we're trying to not let illegal immigrants take up all the programs. And these are our tax dollars. This is our money that they're using and all these different things. But in actuality, guys, this is, oh my God, you know, yo, this is hilarious. This is probably the most ironic video that I probably ever watched in my entire life. And by all means, I'm not like trying to, you know, like I am not by all means whatsoever trying to, you know, create any kind of negative hate towards him or whatever case is, because I mean, he's truly trying to do, it sounds like he's trying to do the right thing, right? But I don't think he understands that they're the reason why we even in this position in the first place. It's almost like the people who watch Fox News. I'm not saying like he watches Fox News, but a lot of MAGA consumes. I'm talking about overly consumes Fox News media and buy into all these narratives that, you know, it's everybody else's fault. It's nothing that the Trump is doing, and he's doing only great things, and you know, all these different things. It's like, oh my God. And I even made a video about this the other day. I said, was watching a video of a girl when she said she was in a cult. Like leaving MAGA was like leaving a cult. And I try not to pull it back to this, but seriously, guys, like, are we seriously like, this is just, it is what it is, y'all. I don't even know what to say. I truly don't. And as I watch this video, I truly, and I mean, he says Jesus love, right? I mean, he's coming from a good place in his heart. That's all I'm gonna say. And I think he genuinely wants to help people. I think he genuinely wants to support people. But I don't think he understands why we are even in this position in the first place. I don't think so. I don't think so, y'all. Yo, this is crazy, yo. I needed that one, though. I needed that one. I did. I needed that one. That was so bizarre. Bizarre is the word. I told y'all we was going to use more words aside from crazy. That was blasphemy. That was, yeah. And by all means, it doesn't matter which side you vote for. Every side has its issues. You know, you just vote for policy. You vote for what people are actually speaking about in terms of policies, you know, especially when you talk about the president of the United States. Vote on policy, not identity, you know. And you can tell what the hat he had on. I mean, he voted on identity, right? It seems like it. And now that it's affecting people, now that it's starting to, you know what, let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Give me just a second. And now that it's starting to like affect so many Americans, and this is what we see so many times, countless and countless of times, right? Now that it's truly starting to like affect so many people, including themselves. I'm not saying that these policies are affecting him, but I'm sure it's affecting somebody he loves, somebody nearby. This is when they like to speak up, right? Like this is when they start to like really talk about these policies, really talk about the situation. They start pointing the finger and all these different things. But before this was happening, when they announced the big beautiful bill, when they announced that this whole system would be coming up, when they announced all the cuts to food stamp, when they announced all the cuts to the Medicaid, they didn't care then, right? That wasn't even a big thing. They was like, oh, the big beautiful bill, no tax on overtime. I support taxes on tips and all these different things. They didn't care back then, but now you start to care now that so many people are speaking out, and the government and Democrats are like, no, we are not supporting this bill. Now y'all trying to make it like, oh, they're shutting down and they're the reason we're even in this situation. When in actuality, do you not understand how catastrophic these cuts are going to be that they announced already within the beautiful bill? Do you not understand? Or is it just all about identity? Is it all just about, what is it? Take America back? Take America back, right? Make America great again. As a matter of fact, when was America great again? I took it there. You know what? We're not even going to go there. We're going to leave it right here. I'm going to end it right here. Y'all let me know. And I'm going to end this whole segment right here. Where are the Epstein files? Where are the Epstein files? We're going to end it right there. All right. We're going to move on to the next segment. I'll stay there forever. I think it's important we move on, though. We got to keep the ball rolling. This is crazy. This is so crazy. And I'm not trying to make fun of the dude. I am not whatsoever. But this is the problem. And this is the issue. And this is why we're here. This is why farmers struggle. This is why the cost of living is so bad. And don't get me wrong, the cost of living was already bad. I always have to make disclaimers. But this is why. People don't understand policies. People don't understand policies. People don't do their research. People don't go, like, it takes a quick Google search. You don't have to watch Fox News. We don't have to watch Fox News. Just do your research. Just type in big beautiful bill and you will understand that there were billions of dollars cut from these programs in the big beautiful bill, which is how we got here. Come on, y'all. Seriously. All right, let's dive into this next one though, man. It's crazy, but let's dive into it, man. The cost of living. The cost of living. I told y'all I didn't want to go dark, but we gotta go. I'm gonna bring it right back in. All right, this cost of living crisis is seriously the cost of living crisis right now. It is destroying families within America today. Seriously.
Please excuse how I look. I didn't have the energy to get makeup and everything on. I just want to know if anybody has any advice on how we are supposed to make it through this. I work 3 jobs. I don't spend any money, but I don't have to. And I'm still owe $10,000 on my car that is now completely quit working and may have to replace the engine, which we all know how expensive that is. It took all of my rent money to get it towed home and fixed last time. So I'm behind on rent. I'm behind on the car payment for the car that doesn't work. I'm working all hours of the day and night to provide for me and my son. It's his senior year. And I think we might be homeless soon. And I'm not asking for a handout. I'm not asking for anything except advice. How do we get through this? You know, how do we survive what's happening?
So she's working 3 jobs. And before we dive into this, shout out to the creator, y'all. Like, I got to give credit where credit's due. You know, this is the creator. Her name is Stephanie MC1011. Link to her video will be in the description below as I post this segment. But guys, she's working 3 jobs right now. She's working 3 jobs. She's behind on bills. Her car is about to get repoed. Sounds like she's about to get evicted, about to be homeless in her situation. Her son is in high school. What are we talking about right now? And I see so many videos of people saying, oh, get more jobs and it makes it better. And especially when we talk about the food stamps, because now I'm not saying that they get food stamps. I'm not saying that they're on any, government assistance programs. But guys, we watch videos like this and seeing so many people who are drowning right now. They got multiple jobs. They're doing all the things, all the advice, all the tips that so many of MAGA and all these people are talking about. Oh, you must do these different things. And she's still struggling. She's still drowning right now. Still drowning from the cost of living, drowning from the things that are going on right now within the United States. And it's not just her, as a matter of fact. It is so many Americans. Millions of Americans are in this exact situation right now, working overtime, working so many hours at their job, putting in so many time, whatever, putting in so many hours and are dealing with this exact situation as we speak. What are we even talking about right now? And, even as I see the look on her face right now as we speak, this is devastating and destroying so many families as we speak. The cost of living crisis, and I got a video about that coming very, very soon. But the cost of living crisis right now that so many people are drowning in as we speak is getting so bad. And people ask, so many people get stuck on how do we get here, and why are we even in this situation, all these different things. And I'm not even going to tell you how we get here. I think we all universally know how we got here, right? This was a buildup over time. This started, I think personally, it started during the pandemic, right? When we had a shortage. We had a shortage of workers, we had a shortage of supplies, and we had a shortage of just pure, amount of consumerism during that time, because people were panicking, people were afraid. So it overall caused this huge supply, and it also caused a shortage in certain areas of the economy. So over time, that built up. You saw wages stay the same, but you saw prices start to go up once demand start to build up. But there was no supply build up as well. So over time, you saw prices going up, saw prices continue going up until we get to now in 2025, where we're literally here right now and the prices are already high. And guess what the president comes out and does? Slaps tariffs on items like groceries and every single other thing around the entire United States, right? You got steel prices, tariffs on entire countries, and tariffs like China tariffs, Trump tax. That's what we're going to call it. The Trump tax is what it is. So now you add on everything else that was going on, and then you add on tariffs on top. So guess what prices are going to do? Skyrocket through the roof. And now you have people, families just like this who are dealing with this exact same thing as we speak, y'all. It is so frustrating, but we got a little bit more in this video. And before we even dive super deep into it as well, guys, I'm going to say this as well. Do y'all know who a lot of these policies benefit? Do y'all know who? Now, I'm not talking about tariffs. I'm talking about everything else within, a lot of the cuts and the funding things that are going on right now within the United States, especially like food stamps and all these other different things. Do y'all know who these policies truly benefit? It's the people of the upper class, the middle upper class and above, your millionaires and your billionaires. He don't care about people at the bottom. These policies don't benefit people at the bottom, and it was never in place to benefit the people at the bottom. All these different things were put in place to benefit the people at the top. And I'm telling you right now, as we get deeper into this whole system, you guys got to wake up. As we get deeper into this, there's no longer going to be a middle class anymore. There's no longer going to be a middle class. This Trump tax, all these cuts, all these layoffs, all these different, cost of living things, there's no longer going to be a middle class. There's going to be a bottom, people at the very bottom, and people at the very top after a couple more, months or even a year. I'm telling you this right now. It's crazy. But if you don't believe me, you better wake up very, very soon, y'all.
I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore. And I don't mean to be on here crying, because I hate crying. But I just don't know what to do anymore. And if anybody has any advice on, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, that I can't get ahead. And it hurts to make my son's senior year be so horrible like this. I don't know what to do.
Yep, and she's working 3 jobs. She's following the advice that people say. She's doing everything exactly right. She don't have no fancy car, nice, whatever. I mean, you can look at her as well. She looks like she's living a very minimalistic life. She's doing everything. She's following all the advice that I see in the comments. Oh, they need to not live beyond their means and keep their expenses low and, stop spending all this money and all these. She's doing all those things, but she's still struggling. She's still going through the rafts of what the cost of living and the economy is going through right now. So thank God she hasn't gotten laid off from a job. But at the same time, she's talking about she's going to be homeless. Homeless with a kid that's already in. Don't get me wrong, her son is in high school. And if I was even in this situation, I had a job when I was in high school. I don't know if her son's got a job or whatever the case is, but I had a job. And, I'm not saying that every kid needs to work, but I think she's just got to have some real conversations about, what actual finance look like in their house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she needs to have a real life conversation and just say, hey, son, you know, hey, look, we're struggling right now. I know you're your senior year of college, but guys, buddy, I really need your support. Maybe can you pick up an extra side job, maybe work 20 hours a week, something to where, you know, we can make our ends meet. You know, I think those are the tough conversations. And I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but in reality, I think that would truly help them in their financial situation. I'm not saying she has to do that, but I'm just saying in certain cases, that's what a lot of families do. And that's probably what I would do if I was in this situation. But it just sucks, y'all. Why do we even have to be here in the first place? And why is this even a thing right now, guys? But so many Americans are going through this right now as we speak. And it's continuing to get worse every single day. And we're here right now. We are here right now as we speak. This is what I was talking about months ago. But we're officially here as we speak. We're officially here. We are here. We are here. And it's the magic. You said it. And we're building a big, beautiful ballroom at the White House. We're here. You know what I mean? Like, we are here. We're building ballrooms. You know what I'm saying? We are kicking holes into the wall of the White House. We are kicking holes in the wall. Seriously, I cannot make this up. I cannot. And I'm trying to make light of the entire situation of the video that we just watched, right? I'm trying to bring the spirits back up. Because seriously, when I watch videos like that we just watched, and then I come on the flip side and see, it's almost like people like, seriously, I can't. Let's dive into this, yo. We got more videos talking about the cost of living. As a matter of fact, this is going to be a longer segment, so let's dive into this, y'all. We got a lot more pieces to break down into this. A lot more pieces, y'all. Let's dive into this.
So we just went food shopping. We have 2 kids, so we're a family of 4. I food shop at Wegmans. Granted, like this time I bought diapers, like dishwasher packs, laundry shit, just shit like that I don't usually get every time. Groceries were $450. That's for 1 week. And again, I know I got a lot of stuff that I don't usually get, so like I'm not gonna get it next time, but that's a lot of money. And I'm just thinking about people that are on food stamps, which I was on a long time ago. I understand the struggle, but I was never on them with a family. If something happened and we had to get on food stamps, I mean, what would I even buy? I'm sure they don't give you $500 a week. We'd be eating hamburger helper every month.
$400 a week for just your essentials. Now, we don't know the size of their family. And as a matter of fact, let me give a credit to the creator as well. Her name is Fit Mama 52. But guys, $400 a week for groceries and everything else. Seriously, what are we even talking about? You know, you multiply that times 4, that's $1,600. Hopefully my math is right? $1,600 a month for expenses just to survive. These are essential needs. What are we saying? That people don't need to eat, right? So when you multiply that times 12, we're talking about $19,000. $19,000 a year just in, like, what are we talking about right now? And I know people are going to go in the comments and say, oh, nobody told you to go out of here and have all these kids and all these different things. What are we even, come on, y'all, seriously, what are we even talking about right now? Regardless of what you think in that situation, right? Regardless of, oh, they shouldn't have those kids or whatever. And I don't know how many kids she got. I just know she said she got kids in her family she got to feed. Regardless, and even for the people who talk about those things, right? What do you think? You just want them not to eat? You just want them not to eat? Yeah, kids are expensive. Absolutely. But what you think? They just not supposed to eat, right? Like, let's check this out. But the cost of living crisis that is going on right now within America is so sad to see.
So I want to continue this conversation about how 99, I'm going to say 99, not even 95, 99% of us living in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area are suffering. And I want to continue this conversation in hopes that I will not only get more answers as to why other people think this is happening, but I will find all the other New Jerseyans and New Yorkers that are suffering in this with me. I feel like the American dream that they sold you is dead. At this point, I feel like it's a big fat lie. Because technically I did everything I was supposed to do. And my husband, he really did what he was supposed to do. This man suffers from Crohn's disease. And through the worst flare-up of his entire life, where he weighed the same weight as me, he went to school full-time and worked a job full-time. So he literally would work overnight shifts, get off at 7 in the morning, and then go to school at like 12 in the afternoon. And we're not just talking just like regular business school or whatever. We're talking engineering. He chose engineering because it's a great lucrative career, right? Well, he bust his aspirin, went to school, literally got the sickest he's ever been in his life, literally failed the class because he was so sick. We had a baby, went through COVID. I mean, such hard times in our lives. He pushed forward and graduated. And guess what? He makes no more money than he was making before. Can't even find a job that would pay him $150K. And $150K might sound like a lot to some, but that is literally nothing for here. You need at least $200K in the household to survive. And I want to focus on my fashion business. So not only can we not afford a home, we can barely afford rent.
Do you need to make $200K to live comfortably in New Jersey? That seems like a lot to me, right? Like, and I get the story. I get exactly what she's saying, right? Like, I don't understand. I don't know their financial situation. I think context matters, right? But, and shout out to the creator, right? I'm gonna put the link in the description. You guys can check her out as well. Her name is S322. Y'all can check her out on TikTok. But yeah, 200,000 seems like a lot. But I'm gonna tell you this. She said something very important on this, right? Like, Americans, it's no longer the American dream to own a house. I think people still want to own homes and, own it outright, but people think that's unattainable. Most people now just want to be able to live debt free and be able to afford their everyday essentials every single day.
Having the privilege to live without government assistance doesn't make you a better person. And having the privilege to live without government assistance and then judging those who need it, that makes you a terrible person. You are closer to needing SNAP benefits than you are to being a billionaire. And seeing how many people are in an uproar over the fact that their tax dollars are allocated towards feeding those who need it, just say you're evil. Just say that you hate people who have less than you. You're constantly talking about how your tax dollars are being allocated into benefits. It's $36 annually for the average American. $36 annually.
But we don't want to talk about that, though. We don't want to talk about that. We would rather give that money to the billionaires, right? We would rather give it to the people who are already financially well off. We don't want to give it to the people who are struggling in life right now. We don't want to give it to those people. We want to give it to the people at the top. What is the government there for? If they're not there to support the American people, what are they there for? Seriously, as I watch these videos, shout out to the creator, but let's finish the rest of this.
And I would be okay with that doubling and tripling if it meant that my tax dollars were no longer being allocated towards a genocide in Gaza. We always want to question where our tax dollars are going. Question it. But when it's going towards something that benefits somebody and makes their lives better, take my money.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to the creator. I'm going to put her link in the description as well. It's Me Bishy in the description. Y'all check it out.
So I know everybody is feeling this, but how are we doing this? I am in my 30s. I have my master's in business administration. My husband is an engineer. We should be making great money and be golden when it comes to money, right? That's what I was raised thinking. And instead, just like everybody else, we are living paycheck to paycheck. Like, it is so hard. We have a house. We were lucky enough to get a house. I know a lot of people can't do that and haven't had that opportunity. But our house mortgage has gone up $400 or $500 since when we first bought it. Property taxes, they just keep going up and up. So with that, our mortgage just keeps climbing too. We have 2 kids. With kids comes diaper prices, comes formula, comes everything else that comes with it, including daycare. Daycare. We were able to find a daycare that's actually pretty inexpensive compared to a lot of other daycares. And even with that, it is still costing more than our mortgage does every month. I'm just so tired. And I know everybody is in the same boat too. Prices are going up for literally everything. Everything. But when it comes to pay, our paychecks will go up, a couple percent, but nothing compared to inflation on everything. I just don't understand how we keep doing it. And where's the breaking point?
Yeah, and we've seen so many people who, and I've heard so many people say it over and over and over again. They're making the most money that they've ever made in their entire life, but they're probably the most poor they are, right? When we talk about their everyday expenses, the cost of living, and just overall living costs, right? Like, it depends on people's lifestyle. Of course, we can be quite honest. I'm not gonna be degenerate. I'm not gonna be, biased against this whole situation, because some people do quite literally just raise their lifestyle. So a lot of people do they have a lifestyle creep because they make more money, then they start spending more money. But overall, most people, a lot of people right now, and I can tell you on the majority of cases, are just trying to survive. A lot of people are one paycheck, I'm talking about one paycheck, not a month, not a couple paychecks, one paychecks away from being homeless, y'all. I'm not making this up. You got people who are behind already on their rent. People are behind already on their car payments. People are behind already on things as we speak. So they're just trying to catch up. They're not, put alone lifestyle, put alone trying to go out and get your hair done, your makeup, all that, the whatever, trying to live nice and go out and enjoy things. They're trying to survive as we speak, right? Like, I know so many people who are going through this situation right now as we speak. It's the reality. It's not fake. It's just what people are going through.
Here's the real question. If millions of families are going into debt just to eat, what does that say about the true health of the U.S. economy? A new survey shows that about a quarter of Americans are using buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay just to buy groceries. We are not talking about sneakers and vacations. We're talking about milk, eggs, and pasta on a payment plan. And that number is climbing fast, which means more and more people literally can't afford food up front anymore. Let's be honest. Wall Street might look fine, but Main Street is starving. Call me crazy, but I would love to live in a society where moms don't have to worry about feeding their children, where dads don't have to work 10 jobs to make sure that Eggos can go in the toaster in the morning. That would be my ideal society, but I know an
ideal, right? Of course, in everybody's ideal society, I don't think, people want to have to work certain things. And I'm not saying that we need to be in a complete, whatever, communist society or whatever y'all want to call it. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever, right? I'm not saying that people need to be able to eat, for free and people live for free. And, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, that would be great, right? But that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. But at the same time, people who are working a full-time job, working 40 hours a week, maybe even overtime, shouldn't have to worry about if they are going to be able to eat tonight. You know what I mean? Like, is that too much to ask for? That's quite literally what that's the perspective that I like to hit on it. But as a whole, I don't think people think in that perspective. I think a lot of people think, oh, this is cool and you need to just work harder. You need to go out and get better jobs, get more skills and whatever. But when you get more skills, when you go out and get student loan debt, when you go out and, invest in these different things and you talk about how this affects, it's a continuous cycle of insanity. You know what I mean? Like, it's a continuous cycle. And as a whole, and this is what I always give advice, and this is what I always tell people, if you're struggling and you have any kind of way to, like, any kind of free time, whatever, find something, some kind of business, the only way, most of the time, the only way to get out of the continuous cycle is mostly not to get another job. I'll be quite honest with you. Sometimes that is the fix. Sometimes that is the solution, right? But in today's economy, It's finding a side hustle, another business, another venture to where, it could potentially grow into something larger. But as a whole, the burnout, the continuous cycle over and over and over again of, picking up another job and doing this, it doesn't work, y'all. It sucks. It sucks. It works, but only to a certain extent, right? Just hence the first video that we just watched where she had 3 jobs and still struggling, y'all. It sucks.
I feel like crying, y'all. I just put 3 bags in my car, right? Just left my neighborhood Smith's. Look how much I spent, y'all. $80 for 3 punk-ass bags. So much love to all my good people out there that's making it happen, because I don't know what these people talking about when they say inflation is getting better.
$80. For 3 bags, $80, y'all. $80. And I see Trump on videos and, on interviews and on these podcasts and talking to the reporters and all these different things, saying that the cost of living is great. We're donating $40 billion to all these other countries. And, these tariffs are causing farmers to win and all these different things. I truly, and it's probably could be the grocery store. I don't even know what grocery store he went to. Maybe we can see on the tag right here. You can't see it. It says Smith's is the grocery store, right? And we can even see some of the items he got, right? He got a cheddar, he got some Alfredo sauce. I mean, he got some normal stuff. Oh, he got ground beef, which was $20. He got ground beef for $20. What is the point? I mean, this is the receipt. I mean, yeah. And I've been to the grocery store, and I'm not even going to say that. It's crazy and super unattainable because, yes, you can get a good amount of things for $80 at a grocery store, but to get 3 bags is crazy. Here are the items, though, y'all. He got peppers, ground beef. It looks like shrimp, maybe for $10, right? $20. Alfredo sauce. I don't know what kind of Alfredo sauce he got here for $9. He got some chicken thighs for $10. I mean, it adds up. It is. I mean, it's expensive, right? But, yeah, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy.
This is how crazy coffee prices have gotten recently. Look at this. Right now it's $8.59, but look what it used to be. It was $7.69, but wait. Before that, $3.79.
Yeah, and y'all see the cycle. And if y'all haven't ever checked it out, Target does keep some of their tags on. So it started at $8.59, and then he took the first one out. It went down to $7.69. It went up $1, right? The first time. Well, the second time went up $1. And it was like, oh, that's not enough. We're gonna go up even more, right? Like from $3.79 to $8.79 for some coffee. But we've already talked about coffee prices a lot of times.
I just got back from Walmart. I feel robbed, okay? I think I just have too much pride to go to the register and put stuff back. My fault. My bad. But I just spent $52, and let me tell you what I got. Necessities, mind you. Tampons. Toothpaste. Floss. Mouthwash. And deodorant. $52. Are you cool?
Yep, this is where we are, y'all. This is it.
How are people surviving right now? I just took my family to the Cheesecake Factory, okay? That's not a fancy restaurant. It's a decent restaurant. It's not something you're gonna make reservations at. 2 adults, 4 kids, all ordering off the kids menu with a tip, $140. $140, which is averaging out to well over $20 per person when you're taking kids to go out to eat. I mean, we're blessed, and I'm happy we're blessed. I'm happy that we're able to afford that. I don't want to spend that much, and I don't want to have to afford that at that level. I just don't know how the average American family is getting by right now. I know the data says that the majority of people are not getting by. The majority of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and credit cards are maxed out. But when something like the Cheesecake Factory, something so simple, costs $140 for a family of 6, it just kind of seems insane. I don't know if we can ever go back to the level that we were at, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What is that normal? Do you
No, it's not normal. And that's why you got a lot of grocery stores that are empty right now. That's why you got so many people who have decided that they're just not going to buy from grocery stores. You know, like it's just what it is. You know, that's why not grocery stores. I'm sorry, restaurants. Restaurants got greedy, and that's why a lot of them are empty right now. I was walking around where, God, my mind is not connecting right now. But I was walking around, and as a matter of fact, I think I was in Charlotte or something. Whatever. I was walking around, and I was seeing grocery restaurants who were just like completely empty. Nobody walking in, nobody in there just, eating normally. And I'm not saying that every single restaurant is like that, because some restaurants are super packed. Some restaurants are super busy. But as a whole, people are making hard decisions. People are making strong decisions for their family, their lives, and their situation. Because if it doesn't fit within their budget, people are like, absolutely not. Because grocery prices are already too high, let alone going out to eat at certain restaurants. We're talking about super expensive meals, kids' meals, y'all. I mean, and even in situation, he said he had 4 kids, right? I think 3-4 kids. I could be, I probably missed it. But yes, it's crazy. And families are really struggling right now within America. The cost of living crisis that we're going through. I don't know when it's going to end. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. I actually don't even think it's gotten the worst that it's probably going to be right now, because, especially when we talk about the tariffs on so many different things, the impacts that are going to happen, even as we get as deep as, the food stamp cuts. I think the food stamp cuts could possibly make it, cheaper, because that's less demand. Maybe that's less money that's coming in. So they're trying to bring the cost down. Maybe it could fix it. But as a whole, I don't think it is. I could be completely wrong, and only time will tell. But this video right here, this whole segment, it's just what people are going through within America. And I'm not fear-mongering. I'm just bringing you the news. This is what's happening. It sucks to see, but this is the reality that so many Americans are facing right now as we speak. This is the reality. This is the reality. Now, on the topic of cost of living, all of that, I think it's important we talk about this too, y'all. Walmart. Now, I got it in title. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this right now. But I think it's important we talk about it. Let's dive into it. Walmart is losing billions of dollars. They are projected to lose billions of dollars. And we're going to dive into the report. But let's see what we got. They are projected to lose billions, y'all. Billions of dollars from these food stamp cuts. Because y'all know a lot of these people who are food stamp recipients are on these programs. A lot of them are. I'm sorry. What am I saying? A lot of the people who are on food stamps, they shop at Walmart. Did y'all think about that? Did anybody connect the dots that, from this? Walmart is getting screwed this year, y'all. They're getting screwed. All right, let's check this out, though, y'all.
Walmart is now telling Republicans and Democrats to get their act together and end the government shutdown and ensure that SNAP benefits go out on Monday. See, Walmart is a recipient of 26.7% of all SNAP benefit spending, and the United States issues around $8 billion in SNAP benefits every month, which means Walmart's on the hook to lose about $2.1 billion in revenue for the month of November.
Jeez.
In a month where people go into Walmart for not only groceries, but they begin Christmas shopping if they haven't already. They begin holiday shopping for holiday meals, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and anything else in between. So Walmart, who has invested heavily in Republican politicians, is now telling those Republican politicians, get your crap together, end this shutdown, and if you can't do that, at least ensure that SNAP benefits are secure. As I predicted last Monday, it's not going to be Republicans and Democrats actually coming together because they want to. It's going to be Republicans and Democrats coming together to end the shutdown because the corporations tell them to.
Absolutely. And shout out to the creator. His name is What in Clay Nation is his name. Y'all can check him out on TikTok. Link will be in the description when I post this segment. But as we dive into this, he's absolutely 100% correct. And they've already done the research. And I'm going to dive into it as well. Walmart is set to lose billions from SNAP benefits stopping in November. Walmart could see a significant decline. And let me get this off my screen so we can enjoy this document. All right. But Walmart could see a significant decline in consumer spending if the government suspends SNAP programs. And they've already done it, guys. We are November 3rd right now as we speak. This whole article was posted on October 27. But according to a June report from market research data, Walmart accounts for roughly a quarter, 24%, of SNAP shoppers' total spending, given the estimated $100 billion spent on the program annually, roughly around $8.3 billion monthly, y'all. Walmart is set. Look, this would imply a loss of about $2 billion if the benefits are withheld for the entire month of November. $2 billion, y'all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is going to happen on day one. I'm not saying that Walmart immediately is going to see this bill that they are in the negatives, but you're going to see it build up over month and week over week, day after day, and it's going to build up. Now it's the 27th day. This is diving deeper into the document, but yes, you're going to see it overall as we get deeper into this, y'all. As we get deeper into this, and Walmart, whose revenue rose 5% to $681 billion in the most recent fiscal year, captures 24%. Yeah, it's just repeating the rest of what they already talked about in the document. But yes, as this build up, y'all, Walmart, they are going to see significant impacts from this entire cut. They are. And y'all know Walmart came out earlier this year and said that they already were going to raise prices. They were already going to raise prices because, they were getting slapped around and destroyed by tariffs, right? They already said it. They announced it, and that was officially their stance. Now, on top of that, you have food stamp cuts that is going to absolutely throw on top. They are getting hammered on the year. Like, they're getting destroyed. They probably had, and don't get me wrong, they're still profitable. They're making a lot of money. This is a huge corporation, whatever the case is, but they have already announced hiring freezes because of AI and automation. They're trying to find as many ways to continue to keep money within the company. They already are dealing with issues with theft. They've closed down multiple stores. They are going through so many moving parts within this entire economy. I don't know, y'all. It's crazy, but I'm going to tell you this right now. We're only in the beginning, and I don't know how long this government shutdown is going to last, but it is devastating not only people, but corporations as well. Even grocery stores, not just Walmart, even other grocery stores are going to see huge ramifications for this whole entire system.
So I just put something together, and tell me if this is common knowledge in the US, but it is really bothering my brain right now. So what you're telling me is that 25% of SNAP dollars are spent at Walmart. That's like a $25 billion business for them. That is 8% of their annual sales are coming from government subsidized food assistance programs. So Walmart is making a ton of money on SNAP benefits. And Walmart employees are some of the biggest beneficiaries of SNAP benefits because the wages Walmart pays them are not enough to live on. So Walmart isn't paying people enough so that they have to use food assistance programs, and then they are making money on those food assistance programs. And then people are getting on this app and yelling at the people who need to afford groceries? What the fuck?
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, guys. Walmart was a huge supporter of Trump and these policies, and they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna be fine. We're not gonna be affected by any of these policies, and America first, and we're gonna bring manufacturing to the United States and all these different things, right?" Like this was the thing. This was literally what they were all about. And now they are getting blindsided, almost to the extent of how, Elon was getting blindsided. If y'all don't remember, Elon was getting blindsided by Trump, and, with the big cuts that Tesla and the EV market was getting once the big beautiful bill came out, and their whole relationship fell apart throughout that whole system. But yeah, they are going to be destroyed this whole past month. And I got so many people who are speaking out. They're talking about, Walmart is cranking up their security and all these different things. Check this video out.
I love it. We're outside of Walmart, and here they are. Police in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. There you go, Walmart. This is November 1st, food stamps.
Yeah, and they probably are standing outside waiting for people to go in and steal. But guys, Walmart is not dumb. This isn't going to happen on November 1st. Like, seriously, if anybody told y'all that all this is going to just be an apocalypse on November 1st, or, apocalypse on the first day that all the cuts are going to, they were fear-mongering. And I never said that. And I never said that it was going to be like that on November 1st. However, yes, over time, you're going to see sprinkles in. You're going to see as we get close to the holidays. It's going to be just like this. But the cops, the police are always outside of Walmart. This isn't anything new, y'all. This has always been a thing. This isn't, like, come on, y'all. Let's not make it seem like this is something, new and within, this whole situation. But maybe they are. Maybe they are having heightened up securities. Maybe they all have little things in place to where they are prepared for, a lot of these different things.
What about the people that are abusing the system? Those are my tax dollars. I'm assuming that you're talking about Walmart. You're talking about Walmart, right? I want to believe that you are intelligent enough to recognize that when you're talking about your tax dollars being misused, you're talking about Walmart and not the single mother of 3 trying to buy Fruity Pebbles because that's the only thing that her kids will eat. Right? Because it would be pretty shitty if you were trying to blame that mom when Walmart is triple dipping into your tax dollars. They intentionally hire people that are on SNAP benefits so they get a tax break. Do you know who pays for that tax break? You do. And then they don't pay their employees enough money to get off SNAP benefits. So they get to suppress wages and pocket the difference, and you get to pay for their employees to eat. But because they also operate as a grocery store, everybody on EBT benefits gets to shop there, and then they get to pocket your tax dollars again. So I'm assuming that you're intelligent enough to recognize that when you're talking about things like fraud in cases of SNAP and WIC, that you're talking about the corporations and you're not blaming the single parent trying to buy their kid a birthday cake.
Nope, and they don't talk about it from that perspective. They only talk about it from the perspective of, they're living lavishly and they're using my tax dollars and they only, they live off the government their entire life and they go buy junk food and all these different things. They talk about the exception. And shout out to the creator. She nailed it. Her name is My OK S Life. I think that's how I said it right. Whatever case is. But yes, they only speak from those perspectives. They only speak from the perspective where people are out here and, saying the crazy stuff, but not from the perspective of the people who are genuinely out here, need the support, need what they need to get within this life. Like, this is the frustrating part, but she absolutely nailed it. And I think I'm going to end this segment right here because she said everything she needed. And you're going to see a lot of people as this shutdown continues, a lot of these families, they're going to be eating on rice and beans. Either that or they're going to start stealing. I mean, we've already covered this topic and so many people are covering it. But yeah, they're going to start stealing, or they're going to start skipping meals, or they're also going to start just eating very minimalistic rice and beans, cheapest way of eating within America. It's just what's going on right now, though, y'all. Walmart is very interestingly having these massive impacts. They're finding out exactly the policies and the systems that they are supporting. They are supporting. Shout out to Caddy Kitty for the super chat donation. Thank you for supporting the channel, supporting the cause. Thank you. I appreciate everybody who stuck around for this whole stream, y'all. We got another segment that we're gonna dive into, and I think we're gonna dip it off right here, though, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Let's dive into this last segment, though, y'all. Noodles, yeah. Oh yeah, noodles too. Yeah, they're gonna be eating rice and beans and noodles, ramen noodles. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to dive into this? With the food stamps, because I don't think a lot of people are talking about this either. Evictions with the Section 8 cuts. You got people who are getting kicked off of Section 8 now and are getting evicted. Love the channel. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. A lot of y'all are amazing, man. Everybody within the chat, you guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Amar. Oh, Raider Guy was in the chat. I appreciate it. Welcome. Where y'all? Raider Guy, appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Paul, thank you. Thank you. Thank you to each and every single one of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. All right, y'all. Let's dive into it, though, man. Evictions have skyrocketed. Skyrocketed in 2025, y'all. These evictions, it's crazy. Let's dive into it.
They're threatening our housing now. They're threatening our housing. The government shutdown is making it so housing assistance is not going to be funded. So we don't know what the landlords are going to do. My case manager person for housing said that he needs to talk to the landlords and check to see if, try to ask them if they're, well, basically he's gonna say, I mean, he told me, I don't have words. He told me, well, I hope they don't try to like start evicting you guys or anything. We're gonna talk to the landlords. He said, I don't know if they're gonna expect you guys to cover for November, but it's the end of the month and they just now found out and they just now told us and they're just now gonna be telling the landlords.
Now, I was trying to see, you know, as I was watching this video, because we've been seeing a lot of rage bait videos where people have been talking about, oh, we're getting evicted or we're losing our food stamps and all these different things. But I don't know. I don't know about this video right here. I think we're gonna consider this one a rage bait because she was like struggling to say what, like, come on, like no emotion. And maybe she was going through a lot of these different things. I don't know, but. Yeah, we're gonna skip over that one, y'all. That one there was not. I don't know. Like, let me know what y'all think about that. Y'all think like she was legit losing? She sounded like she didn't know what she wanted to say, or maybe she was nervous. You know, maybe she was nervous. Yeah, that one did not sound very persuasive, or what is the word? That didn't sound too. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, anyways, more evictions going on. Let's check out this video though. She's actually getting evicted, right? Like yeah.
I want to be very transparent. I'm not asking anyone for anything.
Yeah, Allison, yeah. So, and that's the other thing. I was about to say, like, Section 8 did pay. I didn't hear any massive cuts to Section 8. So, I'll do some more research as well. I guess it depends on the area. But yeah, you're right. I think, Allison. Yeah, I think so. But anyways, let's dive into it.
But I am losing my home. I thought this was going to be easy. I'm not going to cry. But I thought this was going to be easy, me taking all of this down, because I'm just like, you know, I've had plenty of times in my life where I had to restart. But I just worked so hard on all of this by myself. I built this from the ground up. And I was so proud of it. And I just finished taking all the decorations off my wall in my living room. And I came in here thinking like, okay, this is going to be pretty easy. And I just looked and I was like, ugh, I poured so much into this. I haven't been able to find a job. Food stamps got cut off. I paid my rent on time every month religiously. And then I fall behind and now I'm being evicted.
Yep, and landlords don't care. Landlords don't. They're not gonna like try to help you out. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, okay, figure it out." You know, that's what you see over and over and over again. You know, where you see people and falling on hard times, or just like how people think when with these cuts and food stamps, oh, they need to just find another job and get another job and figure it out. You know, all these different things. But in actuality, people, people are really working. People are trying their best. People stumble on hard times. Emergencies happen, whatever. It goes on and on and on. But yeah, these evictions, y'all, these cuts. This is America. But thank y'all. Thank you. Each and every one. Like, seriously, thank you. And even as I watch these videos and I continue to bring you guys this content, it's not in bad faith. It's not in faith to fearmonger or make you guys afraid, because it's not all bad, right? Like, everything is not all bad. However, it's just to keep you informed as to what is going on around the entire United States and the world, because everybody's life is different. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation is not the same. But you guys are amazing. Michael Smith said it is bad. I mean, it is bad. I'm just saying everything isn't bad. Everything isn't bad. Everything isn't bad. Kitty. Yeah. Just getting the word out. That's it. And I think it's important because there are so many stories. There are so many people. And a lot of these videos, if y'all only saw the emails and the people who have reached out to me on the side, a lot of the people who have reached out and emailed me, the people who I met in real life who are, I meet people who say that these videos, not necessarily that it changed their life, but in a way that they can relate, though. They relate to the videos that, a lot of people are seeing. And that's also why I stress so hard to give credit to the creators as well, because being able to connect the dots and feel, the empty disconnect right around the world, because so many people are like, dang, am I the only one going through this right now? Am I the only one who are struggling with what's going on right now within the company? So many people are they say thank you, and they appreciate this content. That's why I continue to work as hard as I do to continue to, bring these videos to you guys, because you're not alone. You know what I mean? You're not alone. We are not alone. It's tough right now. It is. But yes, it is. But thank you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. We live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is Monday, so I will see you guys on Tuesday. Wednesday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you. And it's very important that you guys stay hopeful. Keep hope, because, everything isn't bad, right? Everything isn't going to be bad forever, right? But the biggest thing is that you guys keep hope, right? Stay hopeful and keep fighting, keep working, keep going, because it gets better over time. It gets better. Keep going, keep fighting, keep going, and stay hopeful for the future, because that's ultimately how we get out of this mess, how we get out of this situation. Thank you. Mr. Hines. Thank you. I appreciate it. So anyways, guys, that is it for today's stream. You guys are amazing. Thank you as always. Like I say in every single video, I will see you. I'm going to see you on Wednesday or next live stream, whatever you want to call it. We out. Let's go.